Attention please, Lady Kiss, baby. You are now tuned to my number one lady, Lady Kiss, on the spotlight. Hey, and I go by the name of Young GD Baby.
Nowadays, auto-tuning and how you guys feel about music nowadays and how it affects you as artists. Teika, start with you.
When it comes to the auto-tune, it's okay when T-Pain started off with it because it was something that was unpredictable. But nowadays, it's just too much of it, right?
Wait,
you know, too much of anything is no good. And just whether it sounds good, you know, the first couple songs or not, like, just too much. That just goes to show how much creativity you have inside you. Like, and it seems like a lot of people are following. A lot of songs sound the same. I don't like the shake your booty, snap your finger songs. I'm just not that type of rapper. Like, everything that I write is, you know, deep. If it is fun, then, you know, it's going to have a hard beat. It's not going to be all, you know, what's this Laffy Taffy type, you know, type of music.
Dancing music, right?
Exactly.
Ringtone music, right?
Yeah, I don't like the ringtone music at all. I think that people need to hear substance. Things with concepts. I do understand that a lot of people do these songs because there's a demand for it in the music game. And on top of that, one person said to me, well, you need to make, one person that was recording me, my previous engineer said, well, you need to make one of those dance songs. And I'm like, for what? Because everybody doesn't want to hear something deep and they don't want to cry all the time. But how can you face your underlying problem when you drinking and blaming it on the alcohol?
Right.
If you keep blaming it on the alcohol, you will never see that it's you that's picking up the alcohol in the first place. You know, you're just going to keep on dancing and being, you know, in the clouds. And then when you fall down, you're going to fall real hard. And then that's when you put Teika on.
Right.
To face reality.
The initial
problem. I think a lot of people escape from it, and the music that is playing nowadays is helping him. And, helping them. I need to give a shout out to Jay-Z for DOA because it was time for Death of the Auto-Tune.
But, okay, now I got a comment about that. Kanye does auto-tune too. So is he setting an example by saying, oh, Death of Auto-Tune? In the same sense, Kanye does the same exact thing.
And so does Rihanna. But I think the thing with autotune, I think that the thing that made autotune so annoying is that the artists that probably would never get the time of day or never be seen or heard by a label are getting signed using all autotune. And I think for artists that are struggling trying to get on, or artists that are on just struggling to stay on, are getting frustrated with seeing, like, you know, definitely no disrespect, but like Soulja Boy and these immature, underdeveloped beats in songs. And I'm sorry, again, no disrespect, but it's just hard when you're struggling trying to get on or struggling trying to stay on to keep hearing auto-tune or keep hearing just mediocre music. And we're trying to bring real music back. You know?
And he trying to change his style a little bit. And basically he got like
who you talking about?
Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy, I mean, Soulja Boy, I say him, but he really was one that you can kind of stay in the game because he kind of started what he did. So he's kind of the king in his own category. Mm-hmm. I say Soulja Boy like people. I shouldn't say him. It's just the ones that follow behind him are the ones that are so, like, annoying. But Soulja Boy himself, I mean, he's definitely the king of what he did, and can't nobody knock his hustle because as a young boy, he definitely came in and took over that whole part of the game. But now, you know, you got artists that do have the talent, just using it. One song, two songs, cool, but now we're tired of hearing it. Lil Wayne's killed it. You know, Kanye West is definitely, of course, talented. We want to hear something new, and it's just like the reality TV phase. We'll get through this and there'll be something else. It's just a phase, and so I guess it's kind of jump on while it's hot, jump off when it's not, and that's kind of the way the game works. I'm just saying it's not hot anymore. Jump off the boat. The boat's left. Like let it go. Let it go. Auto-tune's dead.
So if a record label came up to you guys and said, "Okay, we'll give you this $1 million deal, but you have to. Here's your song." And you gotta auto-tune it.
I'm lying. I'll do it. No problem. No. I'm gonna say this, and it definitely depends. I mean, you don't want to be a sucker for the game, and you don't want to just do anything. But something as simple as as, you know, doing one song auto-tune, that depends. Okay, if you try to sign me for a whole contract of auto-tune or a whole, you know, 3 albums of auto-tune, probably not. No, of course not. But one song, I mean, you have to definitely think smart in this industry, and you're not going to say, no, you know, I'm not going to do that song if Universal comes to you and tells you, give us a song of auto-tune. So definitely would do that.
Okay.
Me, I wouldn't, because it would be compromising to me. You know, like she said, there's a difference between doing it, you know, signing a full contract, you know, 5 years or something, just strictly auto-tune, opposed to just one song. But I personally don't like it. The closest to auto-tune that I will get is when me and my daughter are singing stuff while my fan is blowing, because it's hot in the living room and we play around,
right?
And, you know, and it just, you know how it sounds. You know, that's the closest.
I was doing that last night.
You feel me? Like, that's the closest that I would get to it. You know, it's nothing. I take my music seriously, and auto-tune is like something, okay, it's all right to play around with your music sometimes, but it's just not my sound.
Let's play with it.
You know, it's just not the sound that I want to represent me. Every single song that I do is going to represent Teika, and that does not represent me. It doesn't equate with my soul. You know, so I wouldn't do it. I hustle to my million.
I like have a song that I use a little bit of auto-tune in, like in the hook and the beginning of it. And I mean, personally, I definitely would do it if it's, like I said, one song. But that's the thing, and like she said, you know, the problem is not doing one song. It's the people that overdid it. There's people that made it like it burned it out. But I mean, I got a song which, like, my first single off the new album, "Luckiest Girl in the World," is using a little bit of auto-tune, and that doesn't really bother me too much. I know I'm not distorting my voice to sound better. I'm not taking my voice and changing it because I can't sing. Come to one of my shows, there's no auto-tune. I'm going to sing from my heart, you know what I mean? So I don't mind doing a song. As long as I'm happy doing it, it's for me, you know?
Right. Okay, so 2 different point of views. Mm-hmm. I like that. All right, so I want to get into Condom on My Heart. Teika, go into it a little bit. Tell us what it's all about when we're going to play it so the Cap City can get a feel for what you do.
Okay, people. Condom on My Heart was written to all of my exes that broke my heart. I believe that men and women have gotten their heart broken at least once in their life. If not, then, you know, I wouldn't advise that you volunteer it, but it is definitely something that everyone needs to feel at one point in their life to get them further. You know, like, me getting my heart broken just made me stronger, it made me smarter, and then at the end of the day, I ain't got to worry about getting burned no more.
Right. Here's Condom on My Heart. New face of hip hop. Teika, let's go.
Shout out to the ladies. What I need y'all to do is just really kick back and relax and listen with an open heart and a clear mind.
It is?
Yeah, already making noise. I rock a condom on my heart because I learned once you go until I order to get bound to get burned. Once you give enough for both of you, you leave him with not much to do. Sometimes you gotta fall back just to make him call back. Sometimes you gotta fall back just to make him call back. How you feeling when he don't call to say hello? Yeah, but he's calling when he wants to have relations from below. So when I meet a man, I rock a condom on my heart, cause I learned that once you love hard, it falls apart, and soon your heart will travel right down to your stomach when you start to realize that he really don't want it. When you start to realize that there is no sex in the world that'll keep him mentally drawn to come into his girl. When he starts to love less, you then start to do more. Then you said, I'm not sure, then it hits the core. No hurt, no pain.
Then we're gonna go into Too Fast, okay? Do the same thing, talk about it a little bit, and then we'll go into the song, okay? Also want to talk about y'all influences, okay? Females who influence you and do what you do, okay? After this song, okay? We're gonna get into the questions, so we gotta get off that 12 o'clock, so when I go like this, that means like wrap it up, okay?
Attention please, Lady Kiss, baby. You are now tuned to my number one lady Kiss, on the spotlight. And I go by the name of Young GD Baby, and the baby is your lady. Lady Kiss, so, you know what I mean?